This is a wall of fire, marking the beginning of the apocalypse. That guy in the car there, he's a demon trying to stop the apocalypse. And this?
Everyone, say goodbye to your friend. You just couldn't cut it.
Is that same demon threatening plants so they grow faster. What do these two scenes have in common? Both of them come from good omens. Published by the HarperCollins Publishing Company and priced at around $8 depending on where you purchase it, Good Omens is a comedic fantasy novel from the minds of Neil Gaiman and Sir Terry Pratchett. Neil Gaiman is an English author who created other works such as Coraline, American Gods, and a comic series known as The Sandman, and has won numerous awards for his writings. In writing Good Omens, Gaiman teamed up with Sir Terry Pratchett, a fellow author and Englishman. Together, they made Good Omens. For a taste of the kind of people that wrote this book, Neil Gaiman still has a very active online presence today, posting some interesting stuff. Meanwhile, when Sir Terry Pratchett was knighted by the Queen, he forged his own sword out of a meteorite. He's even gone on record saying, "It annoys me that knights aren't allowed to carry their swords." Yeah, it's clear that these two people would create something that could only come once in a lifetime. The supernatural genre often uses exact biblical references like the fall of Satan and the apocalypse as described by the Book of Revelations. There are some notable book series within this genre, Stephenie Meyer's Twilight probably being the most recognizable of them. Other more modern examples of supernatural stories include L.J. Smith's The Vampire Diaries, the CW show literally called Supernatural, and most recently, Becca Fitzpatrick's Hush Hush series. All of these pieces of media have their roots in the supernatural, and I highly recommend each and every one of them. Good Omens, however, is one of the most defining books of this genre. The characters in this story are part of what classifies this book as supernatural, since Crowley is a demon from hell and Aziraphale is an angel from heaven, both of which are working toward a common goal on Earth. And that leads us into the plot of Good Omens follows Crowley and Aziraphale, Crowley the serpent from the Garden of Eden, and Aziraphale, an angel who befriended Crowley after tempting Adam and Eve, team up as the world is coming to an end. After thousands of years, the forces of evil bring the baby Antichrist to Earth, and the Armageddon is upon them. Pause for a second. This sounds pretty horrifying. The end of the world, demons, and the Antichrist. But after reading through one page of this book, you realize that Gaiman and Pratchett took this world, with angels and demons alike, and completely turned it on its head. Instead of getting long descriptions of the endless battle between heaven and hell, we get descriptions of a demon and angel tending to their plants. It's this juxtaposition between the apocalypse and catching up on lunch dates from the 1400s that makes this book work. This subverts the audience's expectations and turns this book from a story about the end of the world to a story about our main characters, Crowley and Aziraphale. The characters in this book are the heart of the story. Without all the personality put into the writing, this book would not be the same. Take Crowley and Aziraphale as an example. Both are supernatural beings that are beyond human reasoning. Despite this, they still act just like humans. They get told off by their bosses, they drink alcohol, they even get stuck in traffic. They still have desires, dreams, fears. They do the things that we, as the audience, do. This makes this story about God and Satan and angels and demons more relatable to a casual reader. And this holds true for the rest of the characters in this book. Adam Young is the literal son of Satan. In this story, however, he's just a kid. A normal kid who lived out a very normal childhood. He turned this hellhound into this, a cute puppy, and he named him Dog. Adam may be the Antichrist, but he still acts like a kid. Agnes Nutter, Anathema Device, Shadwell, all of these characters have personalities that are much greater than what we first hear about them. And it's through these unique personalities that the themes of the story are presented to the reader. This book was written in a way in which complex concepts like good versus evil, right and wrong, and nature versus nurture can all be evaluated in a simple way. The most obvious motif is that of light and darkness. Aziraphale represents the light, but sometimes makes selfish choices. Crowley represents the darkness, but still does kind things. Adam Young was destined to be the Antichrist, but he was raised normally. Warlock was raised with intense evil and intense goodness, and also turned out normal. This conveys the message that it's not about who you're born as, but rather the environment that you're in. Crowley comments on these concepts of good and evil when he says this.
Anyway, why are we talking about this good and evil? They're just names for sides. We know that.
Crowley argues that they're doing the right thing by trying to save humanity even though it was against divine will. Aziraphale, on the other hand, argued that it was better to follow orders, whether or not it was good for humanity. This theme continues to pop up all over the book and sends a very important message to the reader that right and wrong aren't exactly clear-cut. Following orders isn't always right, and breaking rules isn't always wrong. And this leads to a much greater message of the story. Good Omens is the brainchild of Neil Gaiman and Sir Terry Pratchett, and revolves around one key question. What if supernatural beings were just like us? What if they acted like us? What if they had similar desires? What if they were human? In the end, the world isn't saved by any divine power that Aziraphale and Crowley may have had, but by the humanity present in the cast of characters. Gaiman and Pratchett's focus on the idea of humanity provides a feeling of comfort to the reader. It's funny, it's familiar. We understand the characters because they're human. Humanity is a key part of this novel, which makes it relatable to the reader and makes the story work. Through all the disasters, all the tragedies that occur in the world, humanity is still worth fighting for. Humanity is worth it. We are worth it. Hi, thanks for watching this video. First and foremost, I want to say thank you Aaliyah, Jill, Isabel. You did so much of the work for this. Isabel did all of the drawings, and Aaliyah and Jill helped me with writing the script. It's just, this video wouldn't have happened without you. And you know why? Because it was a school project! Group projects for school, yay! So thank you to my English teacher for assigning this project. I know you're watching this, and I know you're watching this part, so thank you for that. I know it's weird, and know it's a different kind of video than usual, but like I said, it's a school project. And also, I spent a lot of time on it, so I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope it was pretty informative, alright? Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.